No, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, that was,
There you
man,
go.
somebody FaceTime. Anyway, I say it's records that I've dropped, it's albums that I've dropped that you remember exactly where you were, what you were going through. You know what I mean? And it's an honor to be a part of that. You know what I mean? So I thank you, and I'm honored to be a part of the culture.
But do you think when it comes to these rap conversations, do you feel like your name isn't mentioned enough though?
Man, I have no idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that is for the people in the stands to do. People in the stands, they chime in and give opinions.
Yeah.
I'm too busy progressing and producing. I don't have time to get hung up on individual opinions.
Okay, I know that's right. Look,
Okay.
and then speaking of that, producing and handling everything, one thing I know, like you're really good at knowing like good music, you're so musically inclined to where you can pick out artists that you know that have that's something like, we've seen you, take, Young Bro's career, you know what I'm saying, to different heights. You even had interest in, Travis Scott. We've seen Iggy Azalea. You've seen so many artists that you have put your time into. But what does that really mean when you try to bring an artist on? Because I feel like, it's hard for you maybe to handle developing an artist and also handling your own career as well. What does that really entail when you bring somebody on as an artist?
I mean, man, it's a pleasure to contribute something to the culture that can go on and have longevity outside of my own career anytime it's possible. Um, and it ain't just the people who I've signed to my label that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm proud to be a part of their career. I mean, like Meek Mill, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a piece of talent and a movement, really, an individual that I recognized something special in early on. And you know what I'm saying? That to me is just as important, is just as much of an honor to be able to kind of single that talent out and identify early on. You know, that's just as much of an honor as having him on Grand Hustle. I think the relationships are a commodity, you know what I'm saying? So all of the relationships that we've built, the brands that we've built, the careers that we've had an opportunity to be a part of, it's led us right here to this moment so we could do it again for more people throughout more generations.
Look, I ain't mad at that. Go on, Tip.
100%, man. Speaking of signing people, Tip, you mentioned about you wanted to sign Drake. Is there anybody else that we don't know about that you
No,
wanted to
man, I
purposely
didn't say
sign?
that. I said, nah, what I said was I missed it. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So is there
yeah, I
anybody
mean,
like
I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get it, but he's a phenomenal artist. He has incredible talent, you know what I'm saying? He has an illustrious career. You dig what I'm saying? Goat worthy. Um, but at the time, you know, the way my lens was tilted, I didn't see it. But I take my hat off to him though.
do you think there's anybody else that you want to sign but you didn't sign?
That I wanted to sign and I didn't sign. I mean, man, it's strange because we had these conversations all the time when I see him. Like, cats like Thug, you know what I'm saying? Like Savage, you know what I'm saying? Like pulled up on me and I've been a part of them and we created a relationship, developed a relationship that we've maintained ever since these moments. But they pull up on me and say, hey, bro, man, just give me $1 million, man. Come on, man. You got it. Just give me $1 million, bro. And I'm like, hey, listen, homie, if I give you $1 million today, you ain't gonna be able to really eat the way you need to eat out the business. That ain't the way it go. And so I just pull up on him and give him game. And I remember me and Savage had a conversation one time. He was just like, man, look, bro, just give me a $500,000 right quick then. I was like, man, listen, man, all you got to do is be patient. The money gonna come. You know what I mean? And I remember I think it might have been right before Christmas time, and we were telling this story. He said, damn sure came. I mean, and I think those moments mean more to me than just, what you got going on, man? Man, King, get your ass in the house. Put a shirt on, man. Look at this. Look, hey, man. Look, man.
Hey, King said he trying.
to tap in.
King said he trying to step into the trademark.
I can't. But look, just even like, look, with just you being on social media, right? Just being a presence, and your career has definitely, I know there's been a change in just the way that like you interact with your fan, interact with an audience because social media has changed so much. Do you feel at times though, like maybe I'm too accessible to people if I'm, you know, too on social media, or I'm you know, letting my family be too accessible if I'm heavy on social media, or if I'm being so transparent with my audience?
I mean, I don't really think selfishly of myself. I don't like, I'm here for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I have been put here for a purpose. I have a purpose, a calling on my life that existed far before I was born. So I'm thinking, you know, and I challenge perspective and offer people new ways of looking at things and viewing things. I'm not just finna go with the flow of whatever society standards are. And I mean, if I say something, it's because I feel like I'm in alignment with my purpose. And it ain't no limit on that. It ain't, if I can't fit my purpose into a post a day, it'll be two. You dig what I'm saying? And if my purpose takes me away from social media, then I will be gone. And it's simple as that. And that's how I really base my decisions.
I like that look. To me, he sounds like a true leader.
I'm about to say.
That's a true leader. Like,
That's a true
I say
leader
what I
right
say, and I mean what I mean. Okay.
I mean, but it ain't, because, you know, to me, social media, as beneficial as it has been and as entertaining as it has been, I have an analogy. All right, so y'all know me. If y'all come to my house, come to my backyard, to my pool, you know, you might hop in it, even though it's people in there that you don't know, because you know me, right? And the same as if I come to y'all house. I might get in y'all pool, and if there's other people in there, I'm gonna say, okay, well, I know them. I ain't really gonna trip. But would you ever pull up to a public pool full of strangers and just hop in that pool?
Well, typically when we go to pool parties, we don't be hopping in anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't do that, right? Okay,
yeah, I'm gonna say
so
nah.
social media is a public pool of opinions.
Okay.
Say it,
say
it
loud.
I'm not getting myself, you know, I ain't getting myself worked up over a public pool of opinions. I just kind of, you know, I stick my toe in accordingly, and when it get to be too much, I take my ass on home, mind my business.
Okay. So speaking of public pools, being a public figure, man, of course that comes with conversations and the media, whether it's good or bad. And you know, you've been in the game this long, so how do you manage that?
Focus on my truth and my purpose.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me about me. You dig what I'm saying? Your opinion of me will never overrule my opinion of myself. Your fantasy of me will never overrule my fact of myself, the facts that I know about me, about mine. That's what I'm going. The tail shall never wag the dog. You dig
Some
what I'm
people
saying?
don't have that self-love like that, though, Tim. So you
yeah,
gotta tell them, preach it to the people who don't got it. Because
I'm just saying, I mean, I think that, you know, one thing social media has shown us, and society at large, is one that, you know, anytime a black man is in a position of power and he uses his platform to speak on behalf of the community and to help people who need the most help, that's going to be objected to, challenged, ridiculed. It's going, I mean, from Malcolm X to John Africa to, you know what I'm saying, anybody, to the chairman, Fred Hampton, it's gonna always be challenged as long as you know, trying to be a voice for the voiceless. You just gotta believe enough in your purpose to stand up and go on through it. But other people's fantasy and fiction of me will never overrule the facts I know of myself.
And that's good, man, because, you know, like Raylan said, we don't have a lot of self-love, man. Of course, like right now, being a public figure, when you say certain stuff or you see certain stuff, it's like you guilty until proven innocent instead of innocent until proven guilty.
Man, look, bro, I ain't finna get into all of that, man, because to me, that's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a bunch people now, just as much as I can recognize that it's people out there who hurting and who need a voice and who need to be heard. I also know it's some desperate, miserable people who will take advantage of any opportunity to either get themselves in any kind of a position at the cost of whatever, or it's some people who will just chime into some shit even though it ain't got no real truth to it, no validity, no facts behind it, just to take their mind off of the pain that they're in and the suffering that they have from their lives right now. I understand that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna upset my day though.
Hey, come on, Tip.
Look, because
Appreciate
like I
man.
said,
Appreciate
yeah, because Tip know his purpose. And speaking of your purpose, look, like one thing that we can always commend you on is, you know, speaking out for our community, speaking out when, you know, it comes time to stand up in our political system. So, you know, I know you were very vocal and active when it came to, you know, turning over the Senate in Atlanta. But when it comes to the Biden administration now, we got, you know.
All of these are very important points. I'm glad that you mentioned this.
Yes, yes.
All of these things are very important. All of these things you just mentioned are very important. You know what I'm saying? Because people have been attacked a lot more for a lot less.
Come on now. Look.
But
so
go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but with the Biden administration, because I know you are so vocal and you use your platform, you know, to be the voice for the voiceless. What is something, now that we have these people in office, what is something that you're like, you know what, with the Biden administration, I want them, we're going to hold them accountable for this? Or what is something that you really want to work with them on, so that way, you know, we feel like these years that we do have Biden in office are not wasted?
I mean, man, I think that, you know, the minimum wage is a big thing. And, you know, especially during the time right now of the pandemics, the pushing through the stimulus checks at the highest number possible.
definitely them stimmies.
Yeah, but you know, I think for real, bro, it's the lack of education, the lack of opportunities, and the lack of exposure are what plague our communities right now. You dig what I'm saying? So, however, whatever programs or policies, whatever we could put in place, man, to just increase the amount of opportunities that our people have access to, and the amount of education, the level of education, or the quality of that education that our children have access to, and the level of exposure that the generations in the community has access to, because exposure is important because that allows us to dream. That tells us what's possible. That lets us set our ambitions accordingly if we're exposed to the right things at the right time in life.
And some people don't got the resources to be exposed to the right things at the right time too. So
this is true. This is true. I think that's why, you know, that's where people who have more are supposed to kind of, like, you know what I'm saying, fill the gaps whenever possible for people who have less. That's why, you know, Harris Community Works is incredibly important. We do everything we can to give back. That's why Us or Else is incredibly important. That's why, you know, people like the Relief Gang, man, and Trader Truth in Texas, incredibly important. Because, you know, the government ain't gonna never see about us the way that they should. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who in office. People in power, the 1% of the world, they never gonna see back the other 99%, because if that was the case, they would cease to be the 1%. You know what I'm saying? So they need certain people to depend on the system so that system can remain intact. I understand that. So we can't look to them to do everything. Get as much out of them as we can, fill in the gap with the people who have more abundance and who have more, you know, more wherewithal.
Yeah,
okay. You know, Tip be having his hands in everything, but of course, like, we all want to know, man, are we ever getting this ATL2, bro? Are we gonna get it?
Yeah, it's quite possible. It's quite possible.
I mean, that's not a yes or no, but, you know,
I mean, it's quite possible.
Hey,
man, let me tell you something, man. We had a green light on ATL2, man, since 2017, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we done had a green light. We done had a story. We done had, you know, I think we just timing. It's all about timing. And whenever the time is right, everybody's already agreed that we would do it. You know what I'm saying? The studio has already agreed that they'll distribute it and fund it. And Chris Robinson has already agreed to direct it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about the right timing.
Okay. Well, whenever the time is right. I mean, because, you know, now everybody making sequels to, like, all these old movies. Right? I think Atlantic is kind of like one of them that we were looking for.
But how many of them are good?
Well,
because that's
okay,
what we need
I will say
because that's what we need to pay attention to.
I will say this: Best
That's what you
Man
need to pay attention
Holiday.
to. How many of them are good? You did.
Best Man
Best Man Holiday was good. It got me.
But now they're doing a series for that.
It got me. That was a good follow-up to Best Man.
Was okay, yeah, that was one. Okay, you said it was a lot though. You said it was a lot of them.
I mean,
Getting
shoot,
that was
it
one.
is a lot. I mean, what else? What
Okay,
else we
so
I don't really know. I don't really like sequels. I'm a
all right.
very, I'm a very
Okay,
original.
what about Big Mama's House to Big Mama's House 2?
Oh, no, you didn't.
nah, I could have. Nah, they could have said that shit. Nah, they could have said that shit. I fuck with Martin, but they could have said that shit. That one, that wasn't the one. That wasn't the one.
no,
It
not
probably
the one
made
for the
money,
two.
and if it made money, you know what I'm saying, and you know, help diversify his portfolio, then hats off. But that one, that you know.
I will say this: the Bad Boy series, we needed.
Okay,
Yeah, that was dope.
one.
That was dope.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. That shit dope.
We needed it.
But ATL2 is the one that everybody really
It
wants.
ain't
Okay.
if you ever see it, it will be better than the first.
I
And
hope
we're
so,
not gonna
Tip.
do
I
it
hope so.
unless we have strong indicators, you know, that it's gonna be better than the first.
Okay. But look, you know what? I know you we have a pressing question when it comes to just like, you know, music in general. And that's ownership, right?
Oh yeah, man. Like, yeah, I want to know, Tip. Like, we've been having this conversation about ownership. Like, do you own all your masters?
I either own my masters or I have reversion where, you know, I partnered with a distributor and they have a period of time where they can kind of collect a portion of my masters, but after that reversion period, they come back to me and my family or my estate if I'm not here.
Do you suggest that people, because I mean, I never heard of that. Do you suggest that's like a good thing right there for people to have?
Yeah, reversion periods, you know what I'm saying? That's what most cats do. You know, most of the cats who's talking about they own their masters, that's what they talking about. They saying it like, you know, like if I sign a deal today, you know, and I put something out, because I accepted the money that the label gave me, I am allowing them to, you know, they can collect on my masters for a period of time. Sometimes that period is 5 years, sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 20.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But after that period of time, it comes back to me and I then collect on my masters.
Okay. All right. Well, during this quarantine Tip, you know, you put out an album last year, Libra, you know, in honor of your sign, your zodiac sign. So throughout
Not just mine, man. You know, it's a whole host of us out there. You dig what I'm saying?
Wait, the Libras that are in the rap game, you got Snoop, you got Jeezy, you got Eminem, you got like, it's like a whole list.
Will Smith and I actually share the exact same birthday.
Okay, see, it's a lot of Libras.
And Michael Douglas too, you know what I'm saying, for whatever it's worth. That got you a little bit out of hip hop, but you know what I'm saying, but still.
Okay, look, and Ashanti and Keisha Cole, they was two Libras that battled it out during the verses.
Yeah, I think Wayne too, man, if I ain't mistaken.
Oh yeah, Wayne is also a Libra.
Yeah, I think
it's a lot of y'all.
Huh?
He is a Libra, so
yes.
shout out to Cardi.
It's a lot.
You dig what I'm saying? So basically, we're pretty much running this shit, is basically what you're saying.
Okay.
I knew that was coming. Like, so basically, we killing it.
So we pretty much got this motherfucker on tilt, is what you're saying.
But during this time, like, what has the music process been like? Because I mean, it's hard to maybe like collaborate with certain people. It's quarantine. I
live in Atlanta.
Create, huh?
I live in Atlanta.
Oh, y'all wide open.
We've been listen, bro. I've been at the studio. You know, I think probably 3-4 times a week. Whenever Thug ain't in there, Thug won't. You know, Thug pretty much done kick me out my studio. You know what I mean? Him and Duke and Gunner and folk like YSL is pretty much put me at my studio. You know, but you know what I'm saying, they family. But yeah, man, Atlanta, we don't have them problems in Atlanta.
Y'all don't have no problems in Atlanta.
Nah, man. And then you know we got our neighbors. We have so my studio is here. Future, his studio next door. Okay. QC, like right across the street. Outcast is probably a quarter mile up. So like it's probably a 2-mile radius with 17 studios.
I will be bombing every studio. I'll be like crashing everyone. Like
that's really how you get on.
I'll be knocking right on the door. Like,
that's really how you get on. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's no excuse. It's no excuse for artists to be trying to figure out how to be discovered. In Atlanta, you got 25 studios. If you ain't, you know what I mean, mixing and rubbing shoulder with the right people, there's something wrong with you.
Nah. I mean, that's dope that y'all can all work together. But Tip, like, what do you think, or what do you know is your biggest accomplishment thus far in your career? Outside of, like, even if it's music, movies, the shows, your biggest accomplishment thus far?
My biggest accomplishment, man, to be honest, I'm gonna always feel like my children are my biggest accomplishment. You did, to remain intact with all my family. I got the same people who I came in the game with. You know, my children, my wife, you know, my mama. I ain't never had to take nothing from nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that by, if I owe somebody, I paid them. I ain't have to weasel like no deal. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no, you know, I just don't have that kind of bad energy. I ain't never really handled my business like that. It's always been straight up, because at the end of the day, no one thing can support this lifestyle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a collection of things that go well that allow you to end up here, and along with the blessings of the big man. So I think to me, that's it. That I made it here, man, without having to stab nobody in the back, without having to burn no bridges. You know what I'm saying? I maintain my integrity, man, and my spirit's still intact.
Yeah. Speaking of your kids, like you were saying, that's your biggest accomplishment. Do you feel that because of who you are and how self-aware you are of yourself, that you've given them like the tools to, when things are said in the media or things are just said, period, that they know how to handle themselves because, you know, they had to learn from, you know, from you, the greatest, the king?
Well, I mean, listen, you know, I did an interview not too long ago with Jay Prince, man, and he told me something that stuck with me. He said it's gonna be more caught than it's gonna be taught. Mm-hmm. They gonna see you doing things and model themselves out after what they see more than they model themselves after what you tell them to do. Yeah. You know, so I know they seen me face many storms. You did. And they've observed, you know, the manner in which I handled adversity, and I hope that can only be an example. Yeah. However, I also hope that, you know, the kind of adversity that I've seen will never be the kind of adversity that they see.
Definitely, of course.
100%, man. I want to talk about another platform you got. You got a whole social justice platform, yes. Us or Else. How are you utilizing that to drive your mission?
Man, Us Else, man, for real, man. I want to be a megaphone for the people. You dig what I'm saying? It's things going on out here, man, and it's not getting enough attention for a few reasons, because there's so much going on, and because, you know, a lot of times the stories don't get big enough for major media. Yeah. And so, you know, people like Tamika Mallory, Sean King, Charlemagne, and Us or Else, you know what I mean? We here to kind of shine a light on the right things and bring it to the attention of the public, so the culture can do what it need to do to push forward on behalf of the people.
Okay. Yeah. We love to see.
Yeah, I know. One thing T.I. gonna do, he gonna make sure we okay.
One thing Tip gonna do. Yeah. Tip gonna make sure.
He gonna do his part, okay? All right, look.
Hey, so Tip, let's get into some questions real quick.
Oh yes, let's put the comments back.
For sure.
We allow you to go handle your biz in the front yard. All right, man, so y'all,
you know comments. I ain't got nothing but some leisure. Nothing but leisure today.
Hey.
I love to see. I want to get into some leisure.
I'm about to say,
after this. Let's get into these comments. Let's see what they got to say. Everybody just say hello. Of course, yeah, we got the king in here. Let's see.
All right, so hold on. Let me see what y'all questions. Y'all got a lot of questions, dog. Oh yeah, y'all do got a lot of questions.
Child. Okay, let's see. People just love you, Tip.
Let me see.
Hey. Let's see. People ain't coming with anything. Let's see. Okay, we looking, y'all.
Are you
sure?
It's like
a lot of like, we love you too.
Shit, I'm sure
The questions
sure
all
it's a
over the
lot of
place.
everything.
I'm about to say the questions all over the place, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
hold
little
on.
mess, a little spillage on our tip.
All right,
That's good.
so how
That's
about
good.
how about this tip? Like, I seen like a couple of questions about this. At this point in your career, how do you respond to certain beefs? Like when you have like issues with different rappers and people still calling
Because
you
you
out.
handling them differently
You
than
know,
back in the day.
yeah, because it's a little different.
Cutthroat with it.
I don't really care anymore. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all what I do, right? So I wake up, you dig, and you know, it's usually early. I used to stay in bed probably till about, you know, about 12, 1. But every day, right? I wake up, get my dog, and I come out here, man. And I say, God damn, God, you sure fuck with me, huh?
Hey, that's a
We
big
did.
flex.
So
Yeah.
I
Soft
mean, I
flex
don't
real
really
quick.
know nothing that's finna make me, you know, that just gonna make me forget that, take me out. You know what I mean? It just don't matter. I've been blessed abundantly and made it way further than anyone could have expected me to be. And it's been decades.
Facts.
So I don't really see a reason to even exert any emotion or energy into it. You know what I mean? Now, if we talking about something that, you know, if it's talking about whether your verse is gonna be good as mine, all right, well, let's try that. You know what I mean? Let's try that. Let's see how that come out. Let's see how that work for you. If they do, you know what I mean? But I don't really want to just go back and forth in a public pool of opinions.
That could be a new
I'm
way
gonna
for beef
use
though.
this
That could be a new way for beef. Like
public pool
your verse
opinion.
up against my verse instead of us trash talking. Let me see who can write the better verse real
That's
quick.
how it
You
used
dig
to
what I'm
be. Yeah.
saying? I mean, something that we can actually, you know, we can actually compare.
Yeah, facts.
Definitely.
Okay.
All
Let me.
right, let's see.
All
One
right.
more.
Okay. I'm sorry, my boss. This is my boss. Everybody. What'd you say?
Trying to eat my slime.
Oh,
Okay. Well, don't let her eat the slime.
Oh,
Okay.
we got
is
the
this little Miss Eris
we
here?
got the young boss.
Yeah. You want to say hello?
Hello.
What's up, young? What's up? She said, "Let me step into the shade room real quick."
Very polite as always. Oh, little
Say goodbye.
queen. What is
Yeah.
she up to today? I really
Huh?
love Eris. She has the vocabulary of you. So we already know she's
We
going
work on
places.
our words. You know, we work on our words. She sits still and retains enough. You know, surprisingly enough.
No, I bet. Little Aries. She just growing too. Let's see.
I
Let's see.
mean,
Let's look at these questions.
I don't know.
All
Like
these.
the questions all over the place.
Yeah,
Tip,
they're all
before we get you to step off the shade room, is there anything you want to talk about?
to
Real
clear
quick?
the air before we.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Clear what else?
he said straight like
He a
that.
Libra, like I said. He say what he say. He mean what he mean.
Clear what else? Air clear as hair where I'm at.
Hey, Tip said I'm not
What
going
else?
to the pool today. Like I got
For
the
what?
my own pool in
I
the
got my own
backyard.
book. I got
For
my
what?
private book. I don't need that.
What
Look.
that, man? The air is extremely clear, man. Everybody find a way to love yourself today, bro. Because if you don't feel shit about yourself, you ain't gonna feel shit about nobody else. You know what I mean? So find a way to love yourself, improve yourself. You know what I mean? And you'll be a better person than everyone else around you.
Hey, come on,
That's
Tip.
no better. That's no better way to end the live than with that. Like, come on, Ti. Thank you so much for stepping
Appreciate
into
you
the
for
shade
stepping
room
into the
today.
shade room, my God.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Love and respect.
All right,
Yes.
Tip.
Thank you.
In
We'll
a
see
minute.
you. Wait. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Ti #1. I already knew he was gonna hook us with some gems.